Hello, good morning. Welcome to Lines of Flight Tarot. I'm Sean, and this is your daily tarot reading for today, Sunday, June 19th. I do want to recognize that today is the Juneteenth holiday. And finish shuffling these cards for you. I hope you're all having a beautiful weekend. Let's see what we have. Okay, the Nine of Swords keeps coming back. Eight of Wands, okay. Oh my goodness, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and slide this feller in because there's just some obvious things happening here. So what I'm seeing is a conflict between the mind and the action or the will. So somatically, we can think about this as the mind and the body, as in that the body carries out our passions, our wills, our drives. I think of the fire and the wands as compelling our body to move. It's kind of Mars action, right? So like, what is it that gets us out of bed in the morning? It's a good visualization. And yeah, there's this conflict between the heart and the body. So we have the Nine of Swords, and this Nine of Swords keeps coming up in my readings if you've been following me. It is almost to completion, the nine, so it's penultimate, and it feels like it is brimming. It's not overflowing yet, but it is at that point where things are about to come to some sort of change in the current state. It's also known as the Nightmare card. It's when there is so much activity in the mind and the intellect that it is stopping you from sleeping. You're unable to get rest because all of these swords, this information is jostling around in your head, or I guess more pointedly, inserting itself into your mind. The Eight of Swords is this card in particular. It always makes me think of it's that moment when things are happening and you realize that things are happening. There's movement. You're able to see the landscape around you. Things start to kind of open up, and it really feels like there is this activity happening. Eight is the infinity symbol, so it inherently has movement in it. It's this constant flow. There's no break in it. And then if we think about four as stability, 1, 2, 3, 4, I just think of that as like a base or a foundation. And then 8 is that again on top of it. So there is this kind of feeling of support as well, or strength or sturdiness in the 8. And then the wands, of course, are fire and impetus and action and libido, our will and our drive to move forward. So I'm going to keep going. I'll come back. And then the Ten of Swords is the dead donkey. So I call this the dead donkey card. It is done. And this might be a good sign for us in these readings that the 9 isn't going to show up again anytime soon. But the 10 is, it's drowned out because there's some sort of completion happening. There's some intellectual, communicative thing that is going to occur that is going to make you realize that it is over. It is a dead end. It is finished. And then the 6 of Wands is joy. It is victory. It is receiving your flowers. It is being noticed, kind of coming out as a victor. And so super interesting here because of the contrast of the black in the background to the blue in the background. Obviously the black, as in context of these cards, it is darkness. It is bleakness. And then the blue is clarity, is freedom, is the ability to kind of move away from that darkness. And so if we follow the Nine of Swords as this like really complex tension in the head and the thoughts in your mind, the Eight of, there's still movement. So despite this intellectual kind of static, aggressive static, those swords are moving into wands. So there's some sort of outlet that is allowing you to move through that, and then it's going to bring you to the completion. And in the background of this card, you're sure there's darkness here, but we start to see that darkness lifting once we realize that this thing, which is perhaps self-inflicted, self-propelled, that this thing is over, that we don't need to worry or burden our minds about it anymore. And once we come to that realization, then there's this sense of that we've I'm trying not to say the word arrived, but there is some sort of arrival. There is some sort of you getting what you deserve, and feeling accomplished and feeling proud. I mean, he's sitting on top of this horse here. The horse has quite pleasant expression on his face, and these people are around and supporting your passion, supporting your impetus and your drive. And so there's a real journey here between the heart and the mind, between the over-intellectualization or the overthought and the actual doing and being of whatever your passion and whatever your drive is. So it looks like a good day today, and a good day to, when you notice these, perhaps annoying thoughts, or this overwhelming intellectual, state, keep going. Know that movement and the kind of massaging out of that, or the dropping into the body, finding some somatic practice, will lead you to a realization that will allow the clouds to lift, and for you to receive your flowers is all I can think of here. So I hope you have a fantastic Sunday. I hope you receive your flowers, and I hope that you're kind to yourself and can release some of this tension in your intellectual space. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm going to work towards personal readings eventually. And have a fantastic Sunday, and happy Juneteenth.